VisitTri-Valley, California presents Chef's Corner.
So then I'm going to show you guys how to make risotto. Now risotto is a classic Italian dish that is also a technique, not only the food itself. Risotto is actually a technique that you take a borio rice, which is a long grain rice, and classically you start with a little bit of onion. You then add your rice and toast your rice, wine, and then stock, and you continuously stir it in building up the creamy starches in the rice. So what we do here is, here's my pot. Take a little bit of butter. Start with that. I'm gonna add a little bit of onion. Two all day, thank you. I don't mind getting my butter a touch brown. I think it adds a little nuttiness to the dish, which I kind of enjoy. Here we have our raw rice. So we're gonna add the raw rice. Give me a spoon, please. Thank you. So we add the raw rice, and this is an important part of the technique that Italian housewives will swear upon. And it's the part of toasting the rice. You want to toast the borio rice over dry heat to get it started. It does something to the to the rice kernels itself, but they believe that it helps keep them separated. You coat it in the fat, and it helps the kernels keep their integrity. So from here, we're going to hit it with a little bit of white wine. That's going to absorb into the first stages of the risotto, really laying a foundation. So there's the wine. I like to be a little bit generous with the wine. I enjoy that flavor. This is a nice acidity. So basically, every stage along the way, you'll be kind of letting the liquid cook out. And that's why it's always good to grab a wooden spoon. If you guys can hand me a wooden spoon, please, or a rubber spatula, either one. Because it's the constant stirring that you don't want to constantly scrape and scrape and scrape, which is always nice to have a wooden spoon or some kind of synthetic. So here we go, the wine has been absorbed into the rice. You have your onion in there. Okay, I'm going to give it a little bit of seasoning. I always like to season in the beginning stages, the middle stages, and the end stages of my food. So here we go, I like to go ahead and start to add a couple ladles, just to go ahead and get it started. You want to turn down the heat. Once you get it going, get it to a low heat. You just want to slowly cook the rice, stirring it, watching it, loving it, and really paying attention to it.
Not like regular rice where you just put it in a pot and put a lid on and don't touch it.
No, this is all about watching it, smelling it, and stopping it at that perfect moment where it's al dente, to the tooth, if you will. And at that stage, the kernels will hold their integrity, and as there's a homogeneous kind of creaminess throughout the dish, you still hold their integrity throughout that, if that makes sense. So it's that's why a lot of risotto connoisseurs are so adamant about their risotto or their gnocchi, because it's that kind of balance between soft and firm. And I think that's what it's a lot of fun about cooking these classic Italian dishes. Especially this time of year, I think it's a perfect dish. And so at this stage, you just keep adding, and then eventually you're gonna have to start tasting. I mean, I know at this stage that it's raw, so I actually don't have to taste. But there you go. See, now I'm floating the liquid again. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is this is some rice that's already been cooked along. I'm going to show you guys how to finish it. So once you get that and you find that it is the right toothiness for you, we're going to finish the risotto. Now how do you finish the risotto? Add a touch more rice, add a little bit too much liquid. Well, you finish the risotto with, usually classically, you're going to finish it with herbs, cheese, or butter. Or I guess some people could do it all, but I always finish it with a touch of herbs just to give it a freshness at the end. And then you can finish it with olive oil, And you can do it, you know, a cleaner style. You can finish it with butter, and really, or you can really get it nice and creamy, and you can finish it with cheese, mascarpone cheese, or Parmesan cheese, or pecorino. So there's a million different, you know, ways you can do it. But I think, well, I'm gonna show you the way that we do it here. So we have some roasted sunchokes, also called Jerusalem artichokes, that we dice and roasted in the oven. So we throw those in there. Roasted sunchokes. Okay. As we were cooking the risotto, I would throw in a bay leaf. Okay, so that would already be in there. I have a little bit of fresh thyme that I've chopped here. And a little bit of bean herbs. Bean herbs is a combination of chervil, parsley, chive.
What is that again?
These are just a mixture of herbs. Bean herbs, fine herbs.
Fine herbs. Okay.
Yeah, but it's every classic kitchen. So you see that there. I mean, it just looks like it has flavor, you know. And so from that point, okay, now we're gonna do butter. We're gonna do cheese. We're gonna do. Well, when I cleaned my sunchokes, I took all the scraps. I cooked them in milk, and I put it in the blender. So I made a little sunchoke puree.
Wow.
This is gonna act like kind of like my finishing cheese, if you will. It really drive home that sunchoke flavor. Okay. So you see that forms the creaminess.
So how long does it usually take to do the risotto to cook it all the way through?
18 minutes.
Okay.
I know that, don't I?
Yeah, you do. Exactly.
So I add a pat of butter, just because butter makes it better. It's gonna bring some more of the creaminess and the richness through. When I make my sunchoke puree, I add a touch of clove and a touch of bay leaf. It really makes this great winter underlying spice. And then when you add it to this, and then you have the braised mustard greens with the molasses, and then a touch of the clove, and then you have that succulent shank, and then the lemon and the gremolata to finish it. It just makes for a great dish. So here we are. So this is done.
Risotto's done.
Yeah, we should probably give it a taste, don't you think?
I hope you taste. Oh, me? It's good.
Gives a touch of salt, doesn't it? It does.
Sure.
Yeah. The job's never done, you know? You always season to the end, you know? Tasting, smelling, touching. You know, that's how you cook. It is good. Okay.
For more information on the restaurants featured in this month's edition of Chef's Corner, go to www.ourrootsaresshowing.com.